for your own sake, if you are choosing to get married, please pick a woman that you know is actually attracted to you and that you don't have to chase. If you don't, you will be begging and chasing for intimacy for the rest of your lives together. Because she gave up on pretending to want intimacy after you supplied her with the money, the security, the house, the safety, the kids, and the bragging rights wedding photos for Facebook. Don't do that, because when you try to get out of that situation, guess who the courts don't favor in a divorce? Men.
You don't lose a good man in one mistake. You lose him in patterns, in the small disrespect, in the constant criticism, in the effort that slowly fades. A good man doesn't just wake up and stop caring, but over time, he realizes something, that the peace he's looking for is no longer in that relationship. And once a good man emotionally checks out, he is never coming back.
Girl, you better stop feeding yourself this immature content before you mess around and be divorced. There's so many women that are single that are waiting on Mr. Perfect. They're sitting around thinking that their man is going to be everything that they could ever dream of. But the thing about mature marriages is that you understand your husband cultivates you. So there will be things that will trigger you, will annoy you, will irritate you. And as a daughter of God, you understand that these are opportunities for you to step into being who God called you to be. This is not your sign to leave. This is not your sign to divorce. This is not your sign to start nagging and complaining. It is your sign to look inward. Yeah, marriage isn't this come ready, already done thing that y'all think it is. This is hard work. It's consistency. It's compromise. It's grown people business. And until you grow up, you're going to keep struggling in marriage.
And modern women continue to talk about, and this is why really honestly and truly, they come up with the mental load. You know what? Okay, let's be fair. There are in some relationships, the man is not doing what he's supposed to be doing. The man's not carrying his weight. Fair. Got it. He shouldn't be doing it. He should be actually helping, right? But what they do is they put, instead of being like, okay, I'm carrying 90% of the mental load, but my husband is carrying 90% of the physical load. I got the mental load, he's got the physical. She's expecting the man to come in. She says half, but what she actually means is, I actually want you to carry 70, 80% of the mental load and continue to carry your 90% of the mental load. And when men realize that, that's when they started opting out.
Public because I refuse to be your ego booster. I refuse to stroke your pride. I refuse to be the next talking point in your group chat. Why would I approach a generation of women that have been taught and programmed to directly reject men? Why would we approach a generation of women who are not only consciously choosing to reject good men, but in the same breath will consciously, upon rejecting that good man, go to the man that is obviously no good for nobody, not even himself. When you see that happen enough times, from childhood, teenage years, college, well into your adult life, you're not gonna take none of these serious. They don't even take their own late in life serious.
They don't. It's true. I just did a Anton Daniels video recently where
women find it so hard to be direct.
Yeah.
Because we've been sort of taught to be a little coy.
Yeah.
And that's just how we've been taught growing up, is to like, women shouldn't be so direct.
Natural manipulators is what we are.
But we are, because we have that's what we've been taught.
Yeah.
And obviously men are so direct, and they like directness.
And they don't understand, just answer the question.
But it's very weird for women, so it is hard for a woman to just like go up to a guy and be like, hi, I think you're cute, and ask for his number. Like,
it's not natural.
Fucking weird for us to do that.
Of course it is, because
so if we're approaching you, maybe you can ask for our number. We're making the first move, but you've got to finish the move.
Well, you know, modern women like to say, why doesn't a man approach me anymore? Well, there's a lot involved in approaching right now. So if a man says hello, or he, tries to be, a lot of these guys are trying to be respectful. They really are. But if he says that, then all of a sudden, depending on what you like, and that's what the whole conversation hinges on, depending on what you like, depending on what you want to do, all of a sudden he becomes disrespectful, he becomes a pedo, all of a sudden he's making you uncomfortable, all that other stuff. right? If a man's at work, he compliments you. Oh man, I like that dress. Oh man, I like that. I like whatever the color of you color your eyes, and all of that stuff. You just been nice, right? All of a sudden, oh well, now you're being weird. Oh, now you're being a creep, and all of that. It's a whole bunch of foolishness that goes on, and the man is like, well, why do I keep on getting myself into this? Who wants to walk into that? Who wants to be a part of that? That's what you have to start thinking about. If I were a man, how would I perceive myself? The way that I look. You're not going to get it right all the time. You're not going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that you have to accept the advances of every man, right? Nobody's asking you to do that. Just asking you to treat people like a human being.
Gyms are an amazing place to meet men. I think a gym is the only place, hear me ladies, that you should approach a guy.
Okay.
I think it's the only place that you should really actually go and approach them. Like if you see a cute guy, because I genuinely don't think guys are going to come at you at the gym. Do you?
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because I'm kind of like, okay, I want them to make the move.
Men are not going to approach you at gyms because unfortunately all these girls have done these crazy TikTok videos and shame these people online.
Okay.
They don't want to be the creepy gym guy. And they don't want to, like, if it goes sour or bad, they don't want to, that's their sanctuary. They don't want to have to, like, switch their time, right?
Interesting.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Relationships are not equal and never will be, ever. Women have more emotional load, mental load, childbirth, all of it we do more of, okay? Relationships are not inherently equal. They are inherently unequal. What we're going to call it. So if men focus on making their wives happy and that's their focus, it makes their life so much easier. Their life is going to be happy. But otherwise, if they're sitting there being like, you need to do this, you need to do that, their woman's burnt out. Why is she nagging me? It's because she's putting more work into the relationship than you.
You really think women just universally carry more of a mental and emotional load? Says who? You don't think it's a mental and emotional load to have to go out and earn a living and make sure that there's food on the table and make enough money to, if you're expecting that guy to do those things, you don't think that's a mental and emotional load? You don't think it's hard to make sure bills get paid, to make sure there's a car in the garage, to make sure there's enough money for food, to make sure there's enough money for furniture, to make sure the mortgage gets paid? That's not a mental load.
And you see a lot of these modern women, God forbid a man would ask any questions about what she brings to the table, even if they don't say, well, what do you bring to the table? But modern women, they don't mind getting their questions out. You come to a first date, y'all really don't even get to the first date, to be honest. But let's say you do actually get to the first date. The first question, I'm barely sitting down. You ask me about what my firm size is. You're an entrepreneur? Well, what do you do for work? By the time the appetizers come, so how much is in your bank account? She running this credit score by that time. So everything that he needs to tell you, or you want to know, he got to tell you off rip. We don't even need to get to dinner. And I need to know what you got going on. But if I should ask you, okay, what is it that you do? Huh? If I should ask you, how do you contribute in relationships? What? If you can't see my value, then do I even need to be here? If that's the way you feel, I guess not.
Women in this generation aren't masculine. They are just surrounded by feminine men who trigger their survival instincts. Let's be real. Too many men today bring nothing to the table, yet are quick to get sassy when a woman won't be feminine or submissive toward them. This is why so many women are single. They are tired of having to be both the man and the woman in the relationship. If she has to take care of herself and you, plan everything, cover the bills, manage the house, and be her own emotional and physical support, she'll choose to stay single. It's wild that men with mama's boy syndrome and feminine tendencies have the audacity to consider themselves the prize, then call women masculine when they refuse to do everything on their terms. So no, she's not masculine. She's adapting to survive and become the protector, provider, and leader that you couldn't be.
This is the beef we have with chores, right? And it starts with this whole idea about men versus women. Kadeen, in a heartbeat, will be like, you're a man, you're supposed to take out the trash. You're a man, you're supposed to pump the gas. Kadeen hasn't opened the door in 17 years. So now I accept those things, right, gentlemen? Because as a man, I want to be the leader of my house. I'm willing to do all the things a man is supposed to do. For example, if I make $10, $9 of it goes to my household first to make sure that my wife and my kids are taken care of. Thank you, right? Yes.
I will give him that.
In 2019, she'll accept all of that. But if I say, you're a woman, you should cook. This ain't 1950s!
And here's what women will do, modern women. They'll reject a man for years, right? Whether it, single moms and stuff like, well, I got men lined up, and they'll say all of this stuff. And they'll talk a whole bunch of trash. They'll sit up here and reject men for years and expect those same men to step up. They'll expect those same men to, we need a man to step up and be a stepdad. Without question. Well, do this, go here, do that, right? A man ain't got no word from nobody, but just step up, start taking care of my kids. It don't matter if my kids want to disrespect you in the future. I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to be on your side. You're always going to be a last priority. But step up. Step up to get abused. Step up to get taken advantage of. Step up to be disrespected. Why? Why would anybody want to do that?
Signs your boyfriend is losing interest. Guy's perspective. I know how we think. Number 1, men get mean when they don't want you anymore. Why? Because hurting you doesn't matter, because keeping you doesn't matter. 2, he's not going to eat it anymore. Men only eat it when they want to keep you. 3, all of his texts are going to be shorter than your text. He's just not as invested. 4, he's not going to send you any more memes, no more little, I was thinking about you texts. 5, all your conversations are going to stay surface level because he's lost any curiosity about you. He's not going to ask you questions anymore. 6, he's going to say, I'm tired a lot because he's not excited about you anymore. 7th, final and most important indicator, your TikTok algorithm will show you videos just like this one.
Women do not deserve chivalry and traditional treatment anymore. You aren't traditional women. Men should not be traditional. Let's go 50-50.
But you wanted me to give you $20 earlier?
Well, you didn't, but I don't see how that would be relevant to what. That's a joke. The $20 thing.
Okay.
That's your rebuttal. The give me money segment is. Well,
you say
rebuttal.
We don't deserve it, but you're a man and you're asking all of us for money, so you think you deserve it and we shouldn't.
Yeah, this is completely a false equivalence. It's okay. It's a funny segment I do on the show. It does not pertain to my view of traditional treatment when it comes to dating at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, for that specific dating area, I think if the guy does pay for the first date, it gives me an impression that, like...
A lot of times these modern women got away with the man planning all of this stuff. The flowers, I'll get you flowers. Oh, well, I really don't want to ride with you. I don't really know you. Well, I don't know you, so why would I be buying you flowers? Oh, well, it's different because you need to impress me. Okay, well, then how is it different if we both meet on a level playing field? I don't buy you anything, you don't buy me anything. There's not really any expectation but to come up here and get to know each other. It's a nice gesture if I were to buy you flowers, but it's not something that should be expected because once again, we don't really know each other. We're just feeling each other out. If I like you and we have another date, hey, I was thinking about you. Oh man, I appreciate that. But too many times, modern women are expecting, they feel entitled to this type of behavior. Well, my friends do it. Oh, this person did and that person did it. Actually, what you're not saying is that person might have not started off doing that. Your friend might have not started off doing that for you. And over time, as they got to know you, they started thinking about you more and more. A relationship is...
Yeah, it's basically you feeling insecure and worrying about what random women think of you. And for a lot of men, if what you're asking is reasonable, most of them would be more than happy to fulfill it. But if you expect him to completely stop, interacting with the opposite gender because you cannot manage your own feelings with that, that's a you problem that needs to be addressed. And it's so weird because if the opposite were true, we would not give men the time of day. If a man says, I don't feel comfortable with you wearing super immodest clothing in your photos on social media, we'd call that man controlling most of the time. But it's okay when women sit there and scrutinize who he's allowed to follow. And the same thing goes for him too. If a man says, I don't like it when you follow other men, again, he's looked at as controlling. And for a lot of the men, this gets exhausting fast because it's rarely just one thing. It's 10 other things. And what I've noticed is a lot of the women that get upset with their man following any type of woman, you check their following, and usually it's not just straight up thirst trap accounts or whatnot. It's usually just, a few of his cousins, some friends, some content creators that are women that he genuinely likes. Is there ever a limit to the amount of expectations a woman can have out of their man? Because there doesn't seem to be one.
The number of men in this generation who want to be chased and seen as the prize is crazy. But then again, the Bible is unfolding right before our eyes. It says men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, ungrateful, and unholy. It's no surprise that men are so focused on being high value that they've lost sight of the value of a woman. This is why our generation is so messed up. Why we have so many broken homes, lost women, and women who no longer trust men. A good woman will always be the prize and she will always be worth pursuing. But too many men have become so blinded by their own toxicity that they fail to recognize a good woman when she's right in front of them, let alone how to be a man who can protect, provide, and lead with the emotional intelligence needed to nurture a healthy relationship.
I think modern women don't really realize that the years that you spent talking about I don't need no man, talking about I'm strong and I'm independent, talking about a man is unnecessary, talking about a man he's useless. I can just make a call, I can do this, and all this other stuff that you like to say. That's not helping your cause. And it's never going to help your cause. In very rare situations, will a man say, oh yeah, I like that. This is something that is going to be fun. It's not going to happen a lot. Why? Because essentially, you're going to give him problems. Even if you're a nice person, you might be a nice person. But what's going to continue to come up is you're going to always be keeping up mess. You're going to always be flashing an attitude. Well, that's the way you found me. That's the way you like me. I don't know what you got going on. And they like to say, oh, well, she's spicy and all this stuff. I don't like a lot of spice. I don't like no spice. Just help me out. Help me out. And I'll go even a little bit further. Because some men say, oh, I like a spicy woman. I like that. She got a little bit of attitude on her. But I also think there's a difference between being spicy and just being downright contentious. I'm not going to do anything. There was a woman online talking about, I'm not going to cook for my husband. He got to cook for himself. Okay? He going to pay all the bills too. And I'm going to drive all the gas out the car and he going to go and fill it up. Okay, now you're just being stupid. He's like, you're not being spicy. You're just being dumb. And who's going to want to continue to be around a person that acts like that?
As a follow-up to one of my recent videos, I have received a lot of comments from a wide variety of individuals that are actually of the opinion that based on a person's gender, a person should not be allowed to be a certain kind of doctor. Specifically, they don't think that men should be allowed to be gynecologists or breast doctors. And I really have to ask, why? Wouldn't it just be so much simpler if you weren't comfortable going to a male provider to choose a female one, instead of trying to actually have the audacity to tell someone what they're allowed to do with their chosen career? I mean, seriously, you want to take away people's rights to be able to choose their chosen profession, in addition to limiting the number of doctors available, specifically for those who do not feel uncomfortable going to a male provider. And that goes for men that see women providers as well. If you're comfortable with them, then that's perfectly fine. If you're not, then go see a male provider. It's really not that difficult. But the amount of individuals out there that say certain individuals based on their gender shouldn't be allowed to be in certain professions is absolutely disturbing on so many levels. And that's all I really have to say.
This is how to be a gentleman. Number one rule is never let a girl touch a door handle, whether it's at the restaurant or a car. Flowers every single week. I'm not telling you to get the most expensive bouquet. You can even get $10 flowers at the store. There's no excuses. What are you doing? Never ever let your girl walk on the outer side of the sidewalk. It's always you closest to the car. Come on, the sidewalk rule. On a date, always pick her up, drop her off. Don't even let her think about these things. And make sure you're a good personal photographer. She loves that.
And you know, a funny thing is that modern women will say, well, I just expect a man to pay. And then they'll say, well, you know, whoever invites who out, that's who needs to pay. So if a woman invites a man out, then she needs to pay. Okay, that seems fair, but they're not really going to invite a man out. And when they do, and this is why guys are kind of starting to walk away, modern women will go out there and invite a man out. And it would be somewhere it's like really expensive. And the guy will come there and he'll be like, man, this is kind of expensive. Why? I mean, I guess we're, at the very least, I guess we're splitting it. But unbeknownst to him, and men start paying attention to this later on, unbeknownst to him, I invited you out here because I actually want to try this place out, and I want you as the man to pay. And he was like, huh? And this is what modern women try to get away with. The man will, they know I was paying. I didn't have money for this. They're expecting you to just suck it up and be a gentleman. Well, I'm a lady, you're a man, but we don't even date. We're not even romantically involved like that. Well, yeah, I know, but you know, you're still a man, and men just do certain things. And so at that point in time, and she don't really realize it, and a lot of modern women don't really care because they're just in it for themselves. But you just lost a friend clowning and putting people out. And men are not the only people that modern women do this to. Modern women will actually do this on their birthday. They'll go to multiple dinners, invite people, multiple dinners. I said that. I'll repeat it again. They'll go to multiple dinners, invite people, expect people to cover the bill. Well, that's my birthday, and it's okay. Well, you know, I guess I'll get you on your birthday. But what they'll do is they'll invite people to an expensive restaurant, and then they'll go crazy ordering whatever it is that they want to order and expect the table to just figure it out. And then when the table's like, no, I'm not going to be, I love you, but I'm not doing this. Oh, you really don't like me. And now we got to go subtweeting. Now we got to go sub posting and throwing subliminal shots online. Oh, you know, I know who my real friends are. And now she got to go post a thirst trap. Post a thirst trap online with the caption, God got me. You know, some type of stupid scripture that ain't got nothing to do with her in a video with her behind jiggling and her chest all out. What she really doing is fishing for another roster, fishing for new friends. That's going, and she want them quick. That's why I gotta post myself half naked, because it's my birthday week and my birthday's coming up, and I'm looking for a sucker to come up here and pay for me. Modern women do that stuff, man.
Problem in 2025 with a lot of women is y'all will get unsingle for a man that ain't unsingle for you. That's why men feel like they can play you, because here you are giving up all your options and he ain't even made you a priority. Until this man is ready to make you his, date them all, sis. Keep your options open. Say yes to the date. Respond to those DMs, because too often you are closing all your options to people that are actually ready to take it to the next level, ready to marry you for a man that's a maybe, that's a in the future. The thing you need to put in your vocabulary is check, please. Anytime a man says, I haven't healed from my emotional traumas, check, please. I don't know if I'm ready for it, check, please. Marriage is just a piece of paper, check, please. But y'all don't do that. The reason you ain't married yet is because you dating one man at a time. That's your problem. Until a man makes you unsingle, act single. Until this man makes you a priority, date them all, sis. I can't date multiple people. How the you put all your eggs in this one man's basket before you are sure this is the man you're supposed to be evenly yoked with. All I'm saying is date them all. That doesn't mean that you gotta sleep with them all. That doesn't mean that you gotta lead men on. Allow a man to prove that he is better than all your other options. It ain't a race for your heart if only one man is running. You call yourself a prize, act like it. Until you get exclusive, you're single. Act like it.
Is it being needy, or is it a requirement that if you're dating somebody that they call you every day? Is it asking too much, or is that the way we get to know each other? Like, what are we doing in 2026? Are we communicating daily, or are we waiting till we say we're committed, or do once we cross the line to possibly intimacy, that's when the regular daily communication starts? What point do we talk every day? Because I'm going to be honest with you. See, about 10, 15 years ago, probably 15, it was like a thing that you just did. Like, it wasn't a conversation like today. Like, you would normally meet somebody, start dating them, you like them, they like you. One day becomes the next day. And then next thing you know, y'all together. Like, y'all talk every day. Y'all see each other every day. Or, it's regular communication. But these days, you got to start asking folks. So in my personal opinion, I don't believe that a person could really genuinely like you that well if they don't communicate with you like daily. Like, especially once y'all have solidified that you're actually dating. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm still old school. But we're gonna go live and we're gonna talk about it. So meet me over there.
Acting out because she wants a commitment and you're not giving it to her fast enough. She's not acting out because she wants a ring. She's not acting out because she wants the wedding and the marriage. She's not acting at all. That's who she is, and it is who she will remain. Do not marry a woman who does not give you any peace in the house that you're expected to pay most of the bills in.
What up, my G's? Allowing disrespect lowers attraction. The more you tolerate unhealthy behavior, the more you devalue yourself in other people's eyes. It reveals a lack of self-respect, a lack of internal strength. When respect starts to fall, so does attraction. Allowing disrespect is a form of people-pleasing. It is losing yourself for someone else, which I can help you prevent in the community in my bio. At some point, people lose their feelings when you tolerate their disrespect for too long. They stop caring about what you think and how you feel, leading to potentially very toxic dynamics. More and more disrespect, complete destruction of one's self-worth. Then the relationship falls apart and whoever was left is stuck wondering why. And it's simple, because they tolerated disrespect. Good treatment and letting things slide will not make someone respect you more. All it does is positively reinforce bad behavior. The earlier you check disrespect, the happier you will be in the long run. The more other people will respect you, and the more other people will feel attraction for you. It's why many relationships start out feeling like sunshines and rainbows, then end up confusing and full of resentment. I go deeper about this stuff on my YouTube, Drizzle.
There's a lot of women that are saying, they want the provider man, but they don't want to do anything. They don't want to cook, they don't want to clean. Girl, you're gonna have to do something. Like, you can't just sit at home and be a slob. That's not ladylike anyways. Girl, get up. Either go clock in on somebody's clock or clock in on them dishes. The choice is yours.
Women like to be pursued. Men, I think, like to feel like they're earning a woman.
Women like to be pursued?
Yeah.
I think that a lot of that comes from insecurity. Not you particularly, but I think that women like that idea of being pursued. You're just going to get a sign if you continue pursuing that.
No, I think women, they like consistency and they like knowing that the man wants them.
Of course, to desire a woman and to pursue a woman are two very different things.
What is pursuing in your words?
Well, for example, in a lot of ways, you go on a date with a girl. Who's supposed to hit up who? Persistency, women typically think is desire. It's not desire. Desire is inviting somebody to be in your life. Now, there's also a certain point where he goes, hey, I'd like to see you tomorrow. And if there's an insecurity that a girl has and she goes, well, that's not enough. I want him to chase me.
Yeah, and I think think that's playing games, and I don't promote that.
Did you guys know that 44% of Gen Z men have never approached a woman in public, which is crazy, but also makes sense if you haven't been living under a rock. So if you're a man, a Gen Z or whoever, and you don't know how to approach a woman in public, this is for you. Don't know why it gets so complicated so quick, guys. Just keep it simple. It doesn't even have to be like this special thing unless you have like a genuine compliment you want to give her. If it doesn't seem like she's doing something like crazy important, just go up to her and be like, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. I saw you. I think you're beautiful and I would love to get to know you more, or here's my number. If she's immediately like standoffish, rude, or says she has a boyfriend, just say, hey, you know what? I'm sorry for interrupting you. I hope you have a great. And guess what? If a woman is mean to you right off the bat, when you give her a genuine compliment, you don't want to be with her anyways. And two, I think the key in all this is we are going to be pretty guarded from the get-go, though, to try to suss out the situation. But you can like read her and see that she has a positive response. I think you have the green light. And like the key in all of it is keep the convo super short, especially if she's with other people. And then like don't linger, because then that's just like creepy. That's creepy if anyone lingers. If a girl is lingering by you and you're like, why are you in my space? I don't know what it is, but recently I've kind of just had this like mindset with like dating and meeting people. I mean, that's why I'm on dating apps like Cuffed and meeting new people, because it's just fun. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about this topic, but this is just mine. So yeah.
What'd you say about what I asked you?
I said it's my day off.
Yeah?
We're off to a TJ Maxx, go to the mall, get coffee, go look at this, go look at that.
And I don't see anything wrong with any of those things. It's fun.
Nothing about that is fun.
But you love me. But you love me.
Yeah, that man spends all week at a job doing things for somebody else that he doesn't want to do. And then on weekends, he gets to also do things for somebody else that he doesn't want to do. I mean, I get his point. He's saying it's not very fun, because it isn't. But one thing about these men that are good men in a relationship with you, he wants to make you happy. So he's going to end up doing the things with you. But these men also, they really deserve a partner that also considers what they want to do. So they're not trying to make this man spend all day doing only the things that they want to do. And you know in that relationship what your man wants to do, what he enjoys doing, what he finds relaxing. I think it's so important to be able to reciprocate that sort of time and initiate it. Like ask him, hey, why don't you go do this? You know, like we're not doing anything. Maybe we can run some errands in the morning that I need to run and you can come with me. But in the afternoon, how about, you go fishing or you play your game or whatever it is that your man enjoys, because that's when he will feel like he can actually take that up without feeling like he's making you unhappy by doing that. If you can do that, that man is going to be a happy man in that relationship.
A lot of these modern women, they go to these places for a week. They go overseas, they go on vacation for a week, and they come back saying, oh, the universe told me, I need a man who surfs, I need a man who speaks Spanish, he's got a creative side hustle. He's just this man that's adventurous. He just want to pick up and go at any point in time. Which there are some people like that. That's how they live their life. But what I'm saying is, a lot of these modern women, this is what they want, right? So a guy that might be a perfectly good guy, might be an accountant, because, I don't subscribe to that sort of lifestyle. I'm a little bit more, I don't want to say stable, but I live my life in a different way. Then you pass that man up, right? Essentially what a lot of these modern women go through is phases where I just want to travel. And then, okay, and now I'm in the phase where I just kind of want to stay at home. And there is a man, there's expected to be a man that's supposed to go through all those phases with you. Modern women, because they're in that phase, are picking the man that speaks Spanish, who likes to surf, just likes to have his hair in the wind for that phase. They don't understand that that's that man's way of life. I want to live her all the time. That's what I want to do. And you guys actually don't match. This is what you want for the summertime, or this is what you want for a couple of years. And then you want to move on. Okay, I tried that for a couple of years. Now I want the guy who's a little bit more stable. Problem is, you actually should have, found a guy who does all of that, who is able to go through those phases with you. Maybe not perfectly. Maybe I don't want to go to the beach all the time, right? But I can do that with you. A lot of modern women, they need to look for an actual genuine friend with the same values. And I'm not saying, and I want to specifically say, he doesn't need to be like you. A lot of modern women are looking for themselves or their friends in a man. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for a friend to say, oh yeah, shoot, I'm down. Let's do it. Why not? Let's go. But then you say, hey, you want to stay in tonight? Yeah, I don't feel like going out. But modern women are doing something different. Like I said, they're looking, oh, that's all this man wants to do because that's all I want to do. And essentially what they're doing is they're binge. If it would be a Netflix show, they'd be binge watching it. And this, I'm just going to do this all the time, all the time, all the time. Every week when I'm not at work, all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. Right? Until they get tired of it. Then all of a sudden that man is terrible. He's a joke. He's a disaster. And now you're putting his face and his name in. Are we dating the same guy? Like the guy did you wrong. He didn't. Now you're putting him on the T app. Like he did you wrong. He didn't. That's who that guy was. That's just the stuff he does. You picked the wrong man. You were looking for the wrong thing. And that's what modern women keep on doing over and over again. I pick a man that's all he wants to do is this. I have him for a couple of years, and then another man that all he wants to do is this. Take him for a couple of years, and they keep on rotating. They keep on doing that over and over again until one day I really want to settle down this time. And the guy that you actually needed 18 years ago has gone and got a family.